Premiership Rugby round 10, folks, saw Bristol taking on Exeter from Ashton Gate. Packed Ashton Gate, I guess, over the holiday period there, getting some bumper crowds. First Premiership game for me in a wee while, and I was not disappointed. Exeter getting the away win, 24-14. And I know I haven't been watching enough Premiership because this guy, Manny Fei-Waboso, goodness gracious me, he was very hard to stop today. Gets man of the match, gets a try, busts tackles, gets run meters. He seems pretty bloody incredible. And in the post-match interview, they kind of asked him if he's had any contact from Wales or England because it seems like he's eligible for both. But he was not a very good liar in terms of not knowing how to answer that question, but just kind of eventually denying knowing anything about anything. But yeah, pretty crazy. Like I mentioned, packed Ashton Gate, crowd was in good voice early. Bristol put on a bit of pressure early, but then Callum Sheedy kicks it dead from a penalty that they've won. So early missed chance means, you know, we get a resulting scrum from the kick dead. From that scrum, we get a free kick to Exeter, then a penalty to Exeter. And from that penalty, Exeter don't kick it dead. They kick it right down Bristol's end. And Josefa Scott is able to burrow over from close range, a bit of power, 7 points to 0. So that one's got to burn if you're a Bristol fan, just because you had a chance to do the same thing down the other end early. But Sheedy kicked dead, kind of put paid to that. He had a better touch finder on 11 minutes than Sheedy. They mauled it, and the Bristol maul was looking very, very tidy. They love getting the backs in there. Ogra was able to go over on 11 minutes, so pretty much hit straight back, 7 points apiece. Bit of handbags between these two sides. I never realised there was quite... Like, sometimes it's hard for me from this far away to appreciate some of the rivalries. I never realised Bristol and Exeter didn't like each other that much, but that seems to be a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but certainly there was a bit of handbags or potential for handbags several times during this game. And then an Exeter wonder try. It is that man, Fei-Waboso. It's an Exeter line out, all from a Harry Randall touch kick, box kick from his own 22, which didn't get that much distance. Admittedly, he was pretty upset that the ball he'd had come kind of squirting out of a ruck due to a foot played earlier on. But either way, his kick doesn't find too much distance, and then Exeter with that line out, they get it to Woodburn. He's able to truck it up with an initial kind of half break. They get it right wide to Fei-Waboso is able to finish in the corner. They check the grounding. It's an unbelievable finish. So 12 points to 7. Proper bit of skill. Hewitt, the Bristol right winger, has a bit of skill when he kind of gets in the way, intercepts, into touch. A cross kick meant for Woodburn. Bit of athleticism showed from him there. And then I was writing this guy, my Jeepers. My low is literally Jeepers. This guy, Fei-Waboso, is both quick and hard to stop because every time he carried, he seemed to at least beat the first tackler and get well over the advantage line. We'll get to his stats at the end, but man, I don't know if he plays like this every week, but he certainly was very, very noticeable in this game. I'm glad I watched it because I'd hate to see him make a Six Nations squad and me be here going, who the heck's that guy? Because, yeah, pretty impressive. 35 minutes, Bristol get a great exit on their own 22. Janse van Rensburg with a big carry. He's got no rights to keep going as far as he does. It looks like the Bristol are going to get caught in their own 22, but they actually turn it into a power move because then Luatua offloads the Batley to do a chip and chase, leads to an Exeter penalty conceded, which leads to Bristol getting another chance to go for that maul. They get advantage from the maul, and then a great bit of hands sets up Hewitt for their second try of the game. Couple of quick tip passes. Was it Vakatawa and somebody else? Was it Janse van Rensburg again? But yeah, man, great finish in the corner again. 14 points to 12. Bristol fans go in with a 2-point lead. They've had slightly more possession, 52%. Slightly less territory, only 47%. And fewer run meters, Bristol, 116 to 268. But they've turned the Exeter guys over 7 times to 1. The breakdown has absolutely been Bristol's hunting ground. But then they don't get any points in the second half. Second half, that guy, Fei-Waboso, man, another break goes close to the line. Means Townsend is able to kind of snipe. He gets the reward for the hard work set up by his winger. Good team play. Conversion hits the post, but 17-14. Exeter back in front. But then Townsend gets himself yellow carded for a deliberate knock on in the tackle. You know Bristol's going to maul, but they're able to stop it this time. Exeter, it seemed like the Bristol guys just kind of fell over themselves, to be fair. They go through some phases, they knock it on. Solid defence from Exeter, 14 against 15. And then Exeter goes 16 phases in Bristol's half. Bristol offside gives the Exeter boys a penalty. During the yellow card, you feel like take the 3, but they don't. I don't think Rob Baxter was very happy about that call. But they were chasing the bonus point. I guess they figured they're down that end. They might as well eat a bit more time of the yellow card. And yeah, they basically go for the tap. They go one phase and just knock it into touch, then concede a penalty. So yeah, a bit of a waste. But the yellow card finishes with no points conceded, so can't complain too much. No scoring for a fair bit of long time. Manfred Bosso puts in a nice kick, which gets his team some territory. Not quite a 50-22. Vermeulen has a big tackle on Sheedy. Luatua wins his team another penalty. Bristol go through a load of pressure. They just can't convert anything in that second half. Yeah, their finishing was just not there. But then Exeter in that second half, when they finally get a crack, that man Vermeulen who's come off the bench, he's able to get it done. They get a long line-out throw. They go phases up the guts. Vermeulen is able to burrow over from close range. So 24 points to 14. That is the bonus point. And with only 4 minutes left on the clock, that was game. Well done, Exeter, man. So possession finishes 58-42 to Bristol, 63% in the second half. Territory 54-46 to Bristol, 60% in the second half. So all that possession, all that territory in the second half, Bristol just not able to do anything with it. Run meters finished 283 to 453. Exeter dominating there. Defenders beaten 25-23, so that's actually pretty tight. But clean breaks 5-3 to the Exeter boys. Turnovers one still remains on Exeter's side. Bristol's side 10-3. But remember, 7 of those were in the first half. Penalty count kind of high for Exeter, 15 to Bristol's 9. So that kind of kept them camped down their own end a bit more than they would have liked. But yeah, it's all about that finishing. That man whose name I've mentioned several times, Faber Bosso, finishes with 129 meters, 9 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks. So he's top for run meters, top for defenders beaten, top for clean breaks in this game. Woodburn has 93 meters, also looked pretty sharp. Maylands had 72 meters in a clean break. Hewitt beat 6 defenders for Bristol. Dan Thomas had 18 tackles and a turnover 1. Fisilau for Exeter had 15 tackles and 2 turnovers 1. So, yeah, man. The Exeter boys looking all right. Looking all right. The commentary team kept talking about how they don't potentially travel that well. Well, they proved it this week. They're a pretty bloody good team on the road. Exeter are back home for their next game. I think they got Northampton, and Bristol are away to Sale. So, yeah, we'll see how things go for Pat Lamb's boys. You guys let us know your thoughts on the game. And, yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Ta-da.